Hello everyone, welcome back to Literature and Language Launch. Have you ever wondered what you would do if you were flying thousands of feet above the ground, surrounded by dark storm clouds with no visibility, no fuel left, and no hope of survival? What if, at that very moment, a mysterious stranger appeared and guided you safely home, and then disappeared without a trace? Was it a miracle, a guardian angel, or simply a mystery that can never be explained? Today's chapter, The Black Aeroplane, is one of the most fascinating stories in the CBSE Class 10 English syllabus. Written by Frederick Forsyth, this story beautifully combines adventure, suspense, mystery, and hope. So, without wasting any time, let's first understand the background of the story. The Black Aeroplane is written by the famous British author Frederick Forsyth, who is well known for his thrilling adventure stories. This chapter is a fictional story filled with suspense and mystery. It explores the thin line between reality and imagination. The story also emphasizes the importance of hope, courage, and the belief that unexpected help may arrive even in the darkest moments. The mysterious black aeroplane has never been fully explained by the author, leaving readers to form their own interpretations. This open ending makes the story even more interesting. Now that we have understood the background of the chapter, let's move on to its introduction. The Black Aeroplane is the second story in the chapter, Two Stories About Flying. It narrates the thrilling experience of a pilot who is flying home to England after completing a business trip. Everything appears normal until he decides to fly through a huge storm cloud instead of taking a longer route. Soon he loses visibility, his instruments stop working, and his fuel begins running out. At this critical moment, a mysterious black aeroplane appears and silently guides him to safety. After landing, however, the pilot discovers a shocking truth that turns the story into an unforgettable mystery. The chapter teaches us to remain hopeful even during life's most difficult situations. Now that we have understood the basic idea of the story, let's quickly look at its overall storyline. The story revolves around a pilot who is eager to return home to England. While flying, he notices a huge storm ahead. Instead of changing his route, he decides to fly through the storm. Inside the cloud, everything becomes dark. His compass, radio, and other instruments stop working. His fuel begins running dangerously low. Just when he believes that he may never survive, another mysterious black aeroplane appears. The unknown pilot silently leads him through the storm until he reaches a safe airport. After landing safely, the narrator tries to thank the mysterious pilot. To his surprise, the air traffic controller tells him that no other aircraft was flying in the sky during the storm. The mystery remains unsolved. That was the overall storyline. Now let's understand every important event through the detailed summary. The story begins with the narrator, a pilot, flying his old Dakota aeroplane from Paris to England. The weather is pleasant and he looks forward to spending his time with his family. As he flies over France, he notices large black storm cloud ahead. He knows that flying into them is dangerous. However, because he wants to reach home quickly, he decides not to change his route. Soon his aeroplane enters the thick storm clouds. Everything becomes completely dark. He can no longer see the ground, the stars, or the horizon. His compass suddenly stops working. The radio also becomes useless. Now, the pilot has no way of communicating with anyone. He realizes that he has lost his direction. To make matters worse, his fuel gauge shows that only a few amount of fuel remains. The pilot becomes frightened. He knows that if he cannot find an airport soon, his plane will crash. At that very moment, he suddenly notices another aeroplane flying nearby. It is a strange black aeroplane. The unknown pilot smiles confidently and signals him to follow. Having no other option, the narrator follows the mysterious aircraft. The black aeroplane flies steadily through the storm. The narrator carefully follows every movement. After several minutes, they finally emerge from the dark clouds. The narrator safely lands his aeroplane just before his fuel runs out completely. Feeling deeply grateful, he immediately asks the woman in the control tower about the pilot who saved his life. To his complete surprise, she says that there was no other aeroplane flying that night. According to the radar, his Dakota was the only aircraft in the sky. The narrator is left speechless. He wonders who had guided him through the deadly storm. The story ends without revealing the identity of the mysterious pilot, leaving readers with a fascinating mystery. Now that we have completed the story, let's understand the important lesson hidden behind this mysterious incident. The Black Aeroplane is much more than an adventure story. It reminds us that hope should never be lost, even when everything seems impossible. The mysterious black aeroplane symbolizes guidance, faith, courage, and the unexpected help that sometimes appears in our lives. The open ending encourages readers to think deeply and form their own interpretations, making this chapter one of the most memorable stories in the CBSE Class 10. So, dear students, thank you so much for watching. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel Literature and Language Launch for more classes of CBSE 10th English lessons, detailed summaries, character sketches, themes, important questions, and exam oriented explanation. See you in the next video. Happy learning.